Welcome to a Drop Tent Media production.
What's going on, everyone? This is the Corona check-in number 2, high history check-in on Drop Tent Media Network. You can go to droptent.com and see all the other shows, which I say every time. Hopefully you guys actually do that. They're pretty good. Again, I'm lying. I haven't listened to them all, but the ones I have, I like. So anyway, what is up, dude? Coronavirus, huh? So I heard, I don't know if you guys follow the news, but I heard that Kim Jong-un, it's rumored that he's in a permanent vegetative state or dead. So, wow. Damn, dude. You know, it's such a, and I was having a conversation with my buddy about Kim Jong-un and like whether or not he's actually dead. And I was saying that it's in the interest of his higher up administration, like his generals and all those guys, to keep their power. So they're gonna lie, say that nah, he's fine, do like that Weekend at Bernie shit, drag him out, like pulling up Kim Jong-un's arm. Damn. I mean, fuck that guy. So I hope he's dead, and I hope those people rise up and overthrow that government. Because then I was saying if they announce that he's dead, the people might realize and then rise up against it. And he was saying, well, wouldn't that just create a civil war? And I'm like, yeah, to a degree, because, you know, the generals and stuff are going to want to stay in power. You know, because if there's a new dictator, he's not going to keep all the old generals. He's going to want his own players, right? Creating a team, you want your own players, right? You want to mold them, have them become superstar X Factor development. You know, you don't want the last regime's leadership. You want your own. So that's their play on why they wouldn't, you know, let everyone know that he's dead or really like incapacitatedly. Is that a word? Sick. You know, and so he was saying, yeah, wouldn't the soldiers fight for the generals and stuff? And it's like, no, probably not, because they're probably getting fucked just as hard as the, you know, the regular people. So I find it hard. That'd be like if there was a revolution in America, then these United States soldiers would then have to kill their own country. It's just like such a hard place to be in. And especially here, it's muddled. It's gray. It's not black and white in the way of corruption and stuff like that. But there, it's pretty black and white. You know, he's bad. His people don't, you know, they do crazy shit, man, where you gotta like tell on someone every week. You know, you got like a quota of tattle quota, TQ, tattle quota, that you have to fill. So each week they'll be like, you know, so you're probably making shit up like, oh yeah, like Kim Jong-un gave a speech and he said a joke and Kim Jong-ray, he didn't laugh hard enough, and then bye-bye Kim Jong-ray. And if you run away from the country and make it to, like, let's say South Korea or China, I don't know how it works with China, if they send them back or not, because China and North Korea are allies. But if you make it to South Korea, even if you run away, you disappear, let's say, and the government's not the one who did it, you escaped. Doesn't matter where. They'll take your family and they'll put them in like a labor camp, and they're responsible for your production. Meaning, if you left, they still need the production from that individual, so you'll have like, double the work or whatever in one of these labor camps, which is insanity. But, through history, you can only oppress people so long until they'll push back against the oppression. So I guess it's just a waiting game with North Korea, and hope that they stop blowing up nukes underground and shit, and then being like, I didn't test any nukes. Well, what's this seismic fucking level thing here then, Kim? And then I just learned, I did not know this, that Koreans say their last name first and then their first name. It's like Kim Jong-il, Kim Jong-un. So Kim Jong-un's first name is Un. I'm going to let you take a second. What? Un. This is my son, Un. I know, cultural thing. I know. Just interesting. Yeah, man, this quarantine's been crazy, bro. I'm getting sick of it, honestly. And for the first 3 weeks of this thing, my nephew was not here with us at our house. He was at his other grandparents' house or whatever, other family member's house. And we're like, damn, it's quiet without, his name's Dominic, without Dom around. And then now that he's here, he's been here for 3 weeks, this motherfucker has got to go. He's just like a little kid. He's 11, I think. I don't even, they're like, nah, I'm 12. It's like, bitch, 11 and 12 is the same thing. Like, no, there's a big difference. There's not. There's a big difference between 12 and 15, but not 11 and 12. You didn't start yanking your piece yet, did you? I love making jokes like that. Like, he'll come out of his room and I'll be like, Dom was jerking off again. And then the insecurity of little kids would be like, no, I wasn't. Because you do that shit to an adult. Yeah, so? Fucking jizz everywhere. What's up? But anyway, so one night at dinner, he was telling me he loves rap. I don't know what it is. Any rapper that's black and has dreads, he fucking loves that shit. So he was saying the best rappers of all time, Juice WRLD, some other guy, I forget his name, and Tupac. I was like, whoa. Don't ever put Tupac with that trash. I don't even really like rap, but I like Tupac. Tupac was a lyrical genius. These guys mumble about scissor, but I feel like I'm old because I say that about all like my brother was like, not all the rappers are mumble rappers today. I'm like, I don't know. It seems to me if they have a Lil in front of their name, like Lil Yachty, shit like that, mumble rapper, Future to me is like the originator of that sound. So everyone else just kind of ripped off his sound, really. Yeah, man. So I argued with my nephew about hip hop and rap. I don't even really like that hip hop and rap. I like some of it, but not really a lot of it. It just doesn't resonate, any song about like money and chains and bitches and hoes and Hennessy and shit, it's like I don't like any of that shit. Like I've never been somewhere and been like, damn, thank God I got these bitches, hoes, I got all this money, I got gold. It's like if that's something you want to emulate, then obviously you would be into that. But if I got if I won the lottery, it's like the last thing I'd buy is probably a car, because there's nothing wrong with my car now. It still works. There's just I would buy probably a huge, if we're talking I don't know, it depends on how much I won. Let's say I won $500 million. I'd buy a huge plot of land. I don't know, fucking 300 acres, which feels I don't even know if that's a lot, but it feels like that would be a lot. I would buy 300 acres, then I would put a little shack, and then I would build a massive wave pool, and then have Kelly Slater put his tech in my shit, and then I would just surf every day. I would never even need to leave. That's the dream, dude. But I don't need, a new car, fucking Benz, for what? Drive it to my wave pool? Like, I don't know. That's just what I would do with the money. I mean, I'm already about to buy another surfboard, and I'm not rich right now. So imagine if I was rich. I have three or four. I'm about to buy maybe two more. If it's 5 or 6, 7. I don't know. Some of them I don't use. They're just like stored away. You guys don't care about the details of surfing, but it's kind of like the equivalency of golf clubs to surfboards. Like, everyone's like, isn't one just good enough? No. It'd be like telling a golfer, like, all you need is your driver. I don't even know anything about golf, but I've seen Starsky and Hutch, and I know that Snoop Dogg's like, nah, you need this club in that one part. So I'm like, they use different clubs, okay, per like the situation and the hole and stuff. It's not just putt. You're not just putting, So it's like that with surfing. Like, depending on the waves, like if it's relatively calm and flat, there's nothing above 1 to 2 feet, then you need like a really buoyant board, because those waves don't have a lot of power, a lot of push behind them. But if there's waves that are like 6 feet and it's like rough, and because that's typically how that works for the big waves, then you're going to want a board with less buoyancy, so you can get under and duck dive under the current of the wave as it passes over you. So it just depends on the conditions, same way as golfing. So that's why you need what they call a quiver. I believe that's the term that I've seen so many times, that your surfboard arsenal is called a quiver. And I don't say that shit, but people have different, I know some dudes around this area that surf, and the one dude was always like, dude, grab your stick, bro. And I'm like, what? Or deck. He called it a deck. And I'm like, I just call it a board. I guess I'm not down with the lingos. I don't know. But yeah, man, hopefully they open the beaches, because that would really suck. No, summer was just straight canceled. Summer gets Me Too'd. Ugh. What did summer do, Too hot. It was asking for it. No, but, the beach is like quintessential summer activity, man. There's just so much you can do. Like in the beach areas, like hang out, walk around, get ripped up in your backyard, like I know. Surf during the summer, which, is fun. Except they dredged a lot of the beaches in New Jersey, meaning that they took sand from the middle of the ocean and pumped it up onto the beach to make the beaches longer and to build sand dunes in between the beach and the residential areas because of Hurricane Sandy. So when they did that, it kind of messed with the wave sitch. Now there's a lot of beach break, which means that the waves aren't breaking further out. They're breaking right up against the beach. And if you have all my boards are fiberglass. So boards are really durable in water, but if you took one of my surfboards outside with no water and then just jumped on it with the fins on it, so some of the boards up off the ground, you jumped on it, it'd probably break. So there was a point to that. Oh, the beach break, right. So you can't really surf beach break with fiberglass boards because they'll break, and since my last surfboard, this Lost Puddle Jumper that I got was $1,000, I don't really want to risk it, so I'm thinking about getting them soft top boards, like those little learners use. So I want to get a really long one and a really short one, because I don't really have a longboard right now, and Jersey's like fucking longboards are king when there's ripples out there, because the bigger the board, the easier it is to catch a wave. I mean, if the board's 8 feet and it's got 90 volume, which means that's the water it would displace when you submerge the board underwater, which is a way that they gauge the buoyancy. If it has like 90 volume in it, dude, you fucking paddle with your little fingers and catch a wave. But then I have my hurricane-like board, which is only 26 liters of volume. So it's a lot. You got to be a lot more aggressive, especially since when I bought that board, I was 17, 16, something like that. I weighed less, because when I was like 17, 16, 17, 18, 15, whatever, I was like 180. Then I went up to like 255 because I was a fat piece of shit. Now I'm back down to like, I don't know, 187. So I could probably surf that board on a regular day now, but there was a time where I'd sit on that fucking thing and the water would be up to my neck. Because typically what you want is nothing below or nothing above your nipples. Like when you sit on it, you don't want the water above your nipples. I mean, I guess unless you're like crazy good or whatever. But that's surfing. So that's all I've been doing is thinking about surfing since this shit started. Just because surfing's like, it feels like an activity you can do in social distance. You're not really supposed to be next to each other anyway. You're supposed to leave some space. Because you don't want to. Like, there's that video where, like, it was definitely in Cali, but it was like this wave comes and there's, like, I don't know, 200, 300 people in the water at once. Some are paddling out. Some are already out in the lineup. And then all, like, 50 dudes take off on the same wave and they're all falling. The boards are shooting everywhere. It's like, that's not what it's like. That looked fun, though. They all like soft top boards because if you get a pointy board and it shoots at you with the force of the wave, dude. Like, my sister almost died that way. So I'll tell you that story, actually. She used to quote-unquote surf. What her and her friends were really doing is like, there's cute boys who surf on our beach. We also want to surf on our beach. But they didn't really surf. They fucking paddle around, do girl shit in the water. Like, I don't know, get period blood in the water or whatever. Make it... Putting us all in danger. No, but I'm joking. No, so her friends were like paddling out, and she was like behind, or was she? We were on the beach. I was 13, and I was saying like, yo, look at your friends. And one of the biggest no-nos in surfing is, well, first of all, if you're not good, you need to always have the leash, the thing connected to your ankle on the board. You need to always have that on. Because one, you don't want the board to go up on the beach and then you're stuck on the inside, which doesn't matter on a small day, but like on a really big day, it matters. But you don't want to lose your board and then have to swim in and go get it. And if you wipe out, you don't want to have to swim in and go get it. But what they were doing is when a wave would come, they would throw their board back and then go under the wave without their board. So when the whitewater hit the board, the leash to their ankle isn't taut, isn't tight with no, slack. So the board would just shoot for the length of the slack. Like on my 6'1", I have a 6-foot leash, I believe. So that's pretty good. That's, so I was saying, like, you gotta be careful, because they're doing like dangerous shit. Like, they're dangerous. Maybe you shouldn't like surf with them. I don't know. But she didn't listen. And I was out there, but I was like, I don't know, 30 yards to the right of them if you're facing the ocean. And I guess my sister, she got out there. Everything's good. She turns around to paddle for a wave. And I guess one of her friends had ditched their board and went under the wave that she was catching. So when she was paddling, the wave started to push her. And then it grabbed, got a hold of her friend's board and then shot it with the strength of the wave, and it hit her in the back of the neck. And it was like, it was bad, dude. I was like out there, but I didn't really, I guess she was screaming. I didn't hear her or whatever, but she got out of the water and there was like blood everywhere. And she had to go to the hospital and get stitches in the back of her head. And the doctor was saying, like, if it hit like, what was it, an inch, but like a centimeter, inch, whatever, like really insignificant amount of room up or down on her neck, I can't remember, it would have killed her instantly. So jeez, listen to your brother, right? Fucking stupid bitch. But yeah, she almost died. from doing that, which is, I've never really, have I almost died surfing? I mean, I almost drowned in a hurricane once, so I thought I was gonna drown. What happened was, I think I was 16. It was during Hurricane, I want to say Bill, but I don't remember. And I was like paddling out on that hurricane board that I was telling you about with the 26 liters of volume. And I duck dove a wave, which is, the way you do that is you push, like the more speed you have, the better the duck dive is going to be. So you want to paddle hard and then push down on the front of the board, right? And then it depends on how deep you want to go. If you want to go, like, if it's just a regular day, I just use my knee. So I push down with the front and I put my knee on the back. And then when you're pushing down the front, then you start pushing down on the back. So that way your body like naturally does a semicircle, right? But you got to leave space in between you and the board so the water can like flow through, because if you just do that and are going through the whitewash part of it underneath the wave and you are laying on your board like under the water, it will just push you and your board back, which is what you're trying to avoid. So right, but if it's a crazy day and you need to get down there, you got to get down there. Then you do the same thing. You push on the front, and then what I do is I put my toes on the stomp pad, which is on the back of the board, and I push down on the front, and then I kick, kind of push with the back, so it's like you're diving even deeper, like only like 2 more feet, but that 2 feet. So anyway, I was surfing hurricane. I was paddling out, and then I duck dove a wave, and I got caught up in the underneath part of the wave. It was like, typically when that happens, you just kind of like wait. And after like 3 seconds or so, you feel the bottom and push off and come up. But what you guys probably don't know about storm surf is that there's like more water, if that makes sense. Like the water's deeper. So there's like 6, 8, 15-foot waves, but the water that's usually 3, 4, 5, 6 feet deep is now 15 feet deep. So it got a hold of me and started spinning me round and round, round. 2 trailer park girls go round the wave, whatever. God, I'm gonna kill myself after that. But so I got caught up in the under thing and it started spinning. And like I said, usually you wait and just push off the bottom, but it was just spinning and spinning, and I couldn't find the bottom because it was like so deep. And then it got to a point which I didn't know if I was facing up or down or sideways or like which way to get out of the water. And it was probably only like, I don't know, 25, 30 seconds, but god damn it, it felt like a lifetime. Honestly, it felt like forever. And I mean, what ended up and it was just like, no, I still have my board, so it was just yanking on my board. That's really how I knew like which direction to go after a little bit, was because the board's still floating, but I'm like being pulled down, but it's still like it's taut, so I can feel it pulling my leg. So then you just grab a hold of the cord and start yanking, trying to get the board to come down, or for you to go up to the board, because if you get the board to come down, then you just float up, or if it's big enough, you can pull yourself out with it. So, but it was, Jesus Christ, dude, I remember being like, fuck, I'm gonna die down here, it's gonna suck, I don't want to drown. And ever since then, I've had like PTSD from that shit. Because anytime, I mean, I'll still do it, surf like rough waters, but I start like shaking. It's fucking scary, dude. So I don't know if I almost died, but it felt like I almost died. Wow, this is like the surf cast, huh? I don't really talk about surfing on podcasts, so, because no one, I live in Pennsylvania. The reason I surf is because my family has had a beach house in New Jersey since the 50s. And my oldest Uncle Joe, he surfed. My Uncle Blaze, he surfed. My dad surfed. My Uncle Blaze was in Surfing Magazine. My sister supposedly surfed. I got like all my cousins surf. Like, it's just, we all do it. So I'm not as religious about it as I used to be, just because I'm older and I got shit to do. You know, I can't really just like go down there on a Wednesday when the waves are ripping and then have to explain that to people I've committed to. So that sucks, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, that's the, you know, surfing. I'm trying to think of anything else I could tell you about surfing. I don't know. Since you guys don't ask questions ever, I don't know what you need to know. I mean, the newest surfboard I bought was, like I said, the puddle jumper, the Lost puddle jumper that has 5 fins that you don't use all at once, but I can go a thruster, which is 3 fins, or the quad, which is 4. I guess you could put all 5, but I don't know what the benefit of that would be. The thruster is for maneuverability. The 3 fins is, it's easier to turn, cut, but the quad is for speed. So if the waves are smaller, I'll go with the quad to gain speed advantage, and the waves are bigger, you go with the thruster for more like control. So this board, I can pull the fins out without the, you guys probably don't even know this, but you used to have to get a key, you know, and then you would have to like unscrew the fins and then change them that way. But this board I have has like the new tech, and you can just pull them in and out, which is awesome. So I always have fins with me now, which is, I never thought I'd be that guy. Like, you know, I'll even grab my fins, man. But I am that guy now, so. But maybe I'll buy a surfboard that is interchangeable with those fins, so I can have 2 boards, but only, because the fins, dude, that's what. So when you buy a surfboard, the board itself will be like $600, right? Then the fins, if you get good ones, are like anywhere from $50 to $150. Then you got the leash, that's like $25-$30. Then you don't have to, but I have a stomp pad that's like $45. You know, it starts racking up all this. It's like getting a snowboard. You can buy the board, but then you need the bindings, you need the boots. That's it, but you need it. I think with snowboarding, I don't know. It's like skateboarding. You buy the deck, but then you need the trucks and the bearings and the wheels and the elbow pads or whatever, because you don't want rocks under your skin, because everyone has had that experience skateboarding. Nothing scarier than like bombing a hill and you hit a rock and it gets stuck between the truck and like the pavement. It's you're like, oh my god, we're gonna die. Or nothing scarier than speed wobbles, dude, where you're going so fast the board's like, hold on. That's just scary. But everyone's experienced that if you've ever been bombing a hill when you're young, because why not? There's this one hill in our town, and it's like a huge hill, and then it basically at the bottom has a 90-degree right turn, and there's a guardrail there. And this kid, Davis, bombed that hill. I wasn't there, but bombed that hill in high school, and then I can't remember if he hit the guardrail or not, but that's what I'm talking about. Shit like that. It's crazy. Who would bomb a hill? Not me. Too old. Jesus. So everyone, I hope you guys stay safe in the corona times. Okay? Don't kill your family members unless there's inheritance behind it. You know the rules. Murder is not okay unless you benefit. Right? You know, it's wink, wink. Oh my god. Yeah. So I think that might be it for this one. I can't think of it. I mean, I just rambled about surfing for like 15 minutes. It's the first time it felt good. Felt like you might turn it off, but it felt good. You know? The water's too cold. I mean, it's not. You could wear a wetsuit with the booties and the fucking hood and the gloves and shit, but I don't like wearing wetsuits. They're really restrictive. It's like doing double the work on your shoulders, like paddling and stuff, because it's so restrictive. So surf time for me will start in like mid-June till November, basically. It's like how long I'll go for. And then I'll snowboard, and then surf and snowboard, and then back and forth. Wakeboard a little bit in there. Wakeboarding, dude. Jesus. I don't know if anyone else has wakeboarded, but I thought that would be like surfing. Wasn't like surfing, because if you do a low driving turn, the edge will fly out and you'll smack into the water, and the water will be forced under your eyelids, and it hurts like a motherfucker. But that's been the Rona check-in too. Thanks for listening to my little ramblings. Hope you guys stay safe. Drop Tent Media Network, droptent.com, all that good shizzy shit. Peace, dude. Till next time, another week or so, I'll do another one for no reason other than to talk to someone. Thanks, guys. Later.
This has been a Drop Tent Media production.